They're literally Continex is shooting Qs into a bush and nobody's doing anything.
I am in, and I can see this. They are watching Continex. He does land the Q on Pron, but this time needs to dodge the binding from Limelight. It doesn't actually come out anyway, and that should be them back and safe. So
you actually did miss something. The binding came out and he'd already missed it by the time you came in. That was all you missed. But that was the level 1 team fight. Continex just shooting Qs at that meeting.
I think as I connected, I heard the sound effect for a binding, but yeah, that must have been spot on timing. But never mind, that is the excitement over, and there's no need to go back to the beginning. Let's watch this out then. Mundo again, going to start his red buff, nothing out of the ordinary there. We're going to see Lee Sin start his. Let's wait and watch it. What's the likelihood? Shen vs Udyr. Level 2 gank from Continex top with that red buff. Is it needed? Is it possible? Or should Shen have taunt enough to get away by that point?
Alright, if Bomber is level 1, and they see him use a 4PL Blade, you'll notice he hasn't chosen a skill yet, so he doesn't want to actually level anything up. If he's level 1 and they see him use 4PL Blade, they will get a kill. Unless, you know, not guaranteed. Not going to say 100%, but it should happen. It may not, though. It's not necessary to get that kill. I think Udyr can land against Shen relatively well. They both sustain like crazy. Once again, crazy boring line.
In fact, Continex is walking towards the middle lane? No, he's going to go and invade onto the blue buff. Let's see, Mundo is here doing wolves. Continex is expecting it and he is ready and waiting. Comes around the backside. The red buff is ticking it down. He's seen him, missing the Q. Dust Fox is on and out. And now Continex is caught. He needs to dodge this binding. He catches it straight with his face. Dust Fox gets in, slows onto Limelight. It's going to be the end of that for now. But Continex does not want to leave. He's still really tanky compared to these two. Limelight is back in his mid lane. Dust Fox going to meet him with his face. Gets the first attack off. Continex is low. He's exhausted as well. And Limelight's coming back in. He does land a great Q across into the blue buff to get on out of there. And he should be safe as Shen is pushed just too far up to come and help out. Limelight's waiting again. Spotted him with his face. Catches the binding. There's the tormented soil. But it's still not quite enough levels. Continex is playing what would be dangerous later on, but so far everyone's got no damage at all.
And right now Citizen, I mean, he's actually going for raids, get scared off that, but Limelight missed a bunch of experience. And while Continex did get slowed down a bit, Dust Fox is ahead by, I'd say, about a level at this point. Limelight losing so much experience can come back to haunt them. Because Galio does have that massive poke. If he does get a good ult later on, that will be a great burst. And right now he has level advantage to get that ult off.
Okay, I thought it was going to be changed up just before we connected, but why does Taric have cleanse?
Oh. I just assumed it was on Kog'Maw.
No, my thought is he's waiting for the Galio. If he gets caught, he can cleanse it, he can stun it, save his team straight away.
And that is exactly what it is.
Ah!
Nope. That is a perfect call right there, Painting.
I'm good at this game. Look at me go.
And the reason that cleanse is there just for that, because there's no other benefit. Like, what's it going to stop? Kog'Maw? Janna? They don't even have offensive spells that really can be cleansed. You can cleanse Kog'Maw slow, I believe. But who cares? It's not a big deal.
Okay, we'll see whether he can execute it well enough, or whether Citizen Wayne can time his ults perfectly. We'll wait and watch it. What are Dust Fox and Continex up to then? Level 3 Continex just going to finish off his blue buff. We'll be close to 4 after that. Dust Fox is already 4, so he's only about a camp ahead. And Lee Sin's a pretty quick jungler, says Mundo, so I don't think he's going to catch up too soon.
Continex keeps going for this counter jungle. He's going to fall behind, though. You can't really counter jungle on Mundo, so not going to be in favor of Continex really ever. He does place that ward down, nice and defensive. He's going to keep track of Mundo.
He looks like he wants to come in and gank the mid lane. Galio lands the slow. Limelight's really exposed now. There's the spell shield goes out, does land the Q, gonna dash forward, no buffs, and he can't get the slowdown, but there's one more auto attack all gonna take. First blood goes to Citizen Wayne. And a nicely done Continex. So here's you explaining how the counter jungle is not gonna work, and he says, fine, alright, I'll gank instead. As Ezreal starts to beat down onto Pronbear in the top lane. That's a lot of CS that Pronbear's now about to lose out, because this is a big push.
And he has two choices, go back or die. And going back is the best choice here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ezreal actually try to freeze this wave as much as possible, just deny as much CS as he can. That's a ton of experience. That's at least a level worth. How many creeps is that? God. 10 creeps. It's going to be even hard for Ezreal to tank it, actually.
Double checking the settings here, sorry.
Hmm?
Making sure everything's running smooth as we do going on to Sand. The stun comes out from Taric. Dustfox is leading the charge. Fart's doing what he can from behind. The kill goes down. Dustfox grabs it. You giggled the second I said the name Fart.
No, I giggled as soon as you said Fart is coming in from behind.
Ah dear. This is going to be all game long. So
It's going to be a tough game.
settle in.
Oh, come on, Fart is coming in from behind. Come on. Give me a break with that one. It had to be on purpose. But yeah, Sam, we just got up in position. And right now, Fart can pressure Antigen quite a bit without that Janna support. He's just going to E and Q in, and if he lands any of his skills, Antigen loses the trade, more or less.
As we get a mention from Renoa as well, so shout out to Renoa and Xenon for being awesome writers.
Shouts to Renoa, Xenon, and Fart.
So Prunbet is back in his top lane. He's going, well, I don't want to call it, it's pretty early days, but quick Aegis of the Legion with those items, but I suspect it's probably boots and then the items, but either way, he's not faring too great in Ezreal, as he's being zoned out ever so slightly.
It could have been the extra defensive play coming out from Prom there, just early on expecting that Lee Sin to come in and go for the gank. At the same time, I'm actually surprised at what Udyr is doing against Prom there. Normally you assume that Shen will just not have any trouble in his lanes ever, but he's behind by 13 CS. I think the threat of Lee Sin really scaring him quite a bit, as well as just Ezreal as being a great player.
Limelight taking quite a bit of damage from Citizen Wayne, pushed under the tower. That would have been about 2-3 seconds later a great opportunity to ult, but unfortunately Limelight was too far back under the tower. And Cutnex, who's still level 5, is waiting. Now, Dustfox is 6. He's approaching down this side with Limelight. And he's pink-warded the Dragon. Let's wait and watch this. Limelight doing his best to CS, but Mundo's not actually chasing in. The Ezreal goes out in the bottom lane. It catches a couple of minions, but nothing more than that. What are you looking to do, CC?
Dustfox has pulled out Dragon. They're going to go for it. Lee Sin is not near them. This is going to be a free Dragon right now.
Dustfox is using his ult. He's still taking quite a bit of damage from it. And he can still obviously switch the tank if he needs to. And Dustfox grabs that with a smite. Very well played. First Dragon of the game then to crowd control. Puts them up by 400 gold. It shows you the lead that Na'Vi had before that went down. I've just noticed my overlays are the wrong colour.
Oops. But this is mostly the CS coming into play in that top lane that I think is a big difference. Morgana is also quite behind, quite a bit mid. Great CSing coming out from Na'Vi, and that's weird to say, but early game Limelight spent a lot of time in that jungle fighting with Kotnex. Shen had so many problems with He's just hiding in the bushes, has to go back one more time. He can't get near Ezreal at this point. So the CS advantage, lane advantage is getting really big for Na'Vi right now, which is why it's only a 200 gold difference now.
Citizen Wayne and Kotnex looking to try and steal a Wraith camp that's not there. Kotnex traps another ward. Limelight is waiting. The binding misses. Citizen has got ult. Cotton missing that Q. It kind of feels like Kotnex wanted that fight, Citizen Wayne didn't. Otherwise he could have just cast his ult and that'd have been an easy Q. I don't know. Citizen's not confident with the damage
against Morgana, because what if Limelight just happens to use her shield at the right time? Like, she just feels the ult coming. So I think Citizen's being extra cautious with good measure, because just one misstep, one just great random timing from Limelight could cost him his ult, which has a massive cooldown right now.
Sorry, the binding lands through the wall. Citizen Wayne takes the ult from Limelight. He's bulwarked it. He goes close to the wall so Kotnex can join him. The stun goes out, but Citizen's taking no damage. The Shen ult's here. That's 3v2. Citizen Wayne going really low now that Shen's got in. Antigen and Sand have arrived. He gets his ult down. He will die as it falls. The Ignite's too strong. Kotnex is the next victim. Pronbez's still on the run. He's got not got an Ignite on him. He will get away. Antigen's out. Sand gets caught by another binding. Fart will come over the wall. Finish Sand off. Not quite. The cleaver lands, but one last Mystic Q saved by the Summoner Heal on Antigen. And very well executed by those two, but unfortunately Na'Vi did lose out on Galio and Lee Sin.
You giggled too. Putting that out there. Okay, so Kotnex has been very aggressive and he's going for these awesome ganks. Has gotten one successfully, but look at CS versus Dustbox is. Actually, he's only behind by 12 because Dustbox are going for those ganks too. But he's behind in CS. He's only level 6 at this point, barely hitting it. So he can't actually fight very well. The second he gets into engagement, if there's any AoE damage or any focus on him, he melts. And Citizen, he took a lot of damage before he died. At the same time, Kog'Maw just really died on his own in that fight. Not taking any sort of focus, just kind of being willed away by all the AoE coming out from crowd control. And that was a great engagement. That was good use of Shen. They did lose their top tower. The goal difference isn't as big as it could be, only 1,000 gold. So this isn't the end for Na'Vi. That was a great little push from the rest of CC. Really playing as a team very well, actually. They've got that early dragon. They got that great team fight. You'll notice though that right now Na'Vi's just doing really well in a laning sort of sense. They're ahead a bunch of CS, and all their lanes are just in mid and top, and they're getting these like funny little ganks off and just lots of harass off.
I was going to say, it's odd you mention how well their lane's going. This is only the second game we've seen it, admittedly, but Ezreal's Udyr is on fire today from what we've seen. He shut down Soes. Well, he didn't shut down Soes, but he had a great time against Soes. Came out that really strong. Came out on top ever so slightly. Prombear is now pushed back to his tier 2 turret, while we do see a 4-man push from CC in mid. A little more exciting on the minimap than it did in person. The Citizen does take a binding to the face.
And actually, I like how CC is playing, because I think they realized that the laning did not go very well. Udyr's a great laner. He should almost always do well on this lane. And going for these early pushes just might be great.
Next back in. When that first mini-wave died, he queued to the Wraith camp, killed the Wraith camp. Next mini-wave arrived. Yep, go on.
Oh, never mind.
Ezreal and Prombear.
Yeah, it looked like it was happening, but it stopped happening. They're just beating each other up, and Ezreal's just winning these trades. Prombear can't get the Volvo Blades up quickly enough to sustain it against that turtle stance. Actually really impressive.
We do have Mundo about to face check into Ezreal. He did bear stance on out of there again. Pings onto Taric. They spotted him. They know the ward is in there. And they are still just trying their best to defend this mid lane. I mean, Citizen's doing a great job of it. His Galio, his wave clear is insane. But he is going to have to go back now that he's out of mana. Kog'Maw's just dashing to him as a way to get across the lane.
So, you want to know how they know that the ward is in that position? It's not because they saw him place the ward, it's because they saw how long it took for him to place the ward. Had he just put the ward in the ramp, they could have spot that very quickly, because he would come in, come out right away. They knew that ward is in that little bush just because he went in, spent a good 2 extra seconds going in to put that ward down, and went out. And that's awesome. That's how good Na'Vi is. That's how good these teams are, that they can tell something like that just because someone takes a couple extra seconds placing down a ward. Weird, huh?
Yeah, that's some game knowledge for you, that is. All this while, Antigen has been farming the bottom lane. He's got Wriggles up, he's got Durans and level 1 boots. He is carrying another 1,300 gold. As opposed to Fart. What is Fart wearing? Wriggles, a Sheen, and level 1 boots. He's not carrying quite so much gold there. We'll wait and watch it play out. Next dragon is due to respawn, in fact, very soon, I suspect, as the pink ward goes down for crowd control. They are close. Shen, in fact, also making his way down here, despite the fact his ult is up. Normally, you'll see him keep pushing the top lane, especially when he's already lost his tower.
Look at the ward coverage coming in from crowd control. They have map control everywhere.
Look at their positioning. They've completely surrounded Na'Vi. Sand, Antigen, Kog'Maw are cut off in every way. Kog'Maw is going to be the focus. He's kicked them down, but he's dead before anything really happens. Citizen gets a good ult off, but he doesn't do any damage. And so far, crowd control haven't lost anyone. Antigen is exposed. Takes that ult from Ezreal, despite being on the other side of the fight. Will drop to Dustbox. Far is low. Ezreal is doing what he can to shut him out. Will grab that kill, even though Limelight binds him. Ezreal is still going in the middle of all of this. That turtle stance and the bulwark from Galio is immensely strong, giving him resistance and survivability. But Sand is forced to flash away. Citizen still here. 4 members of CC that are still left up are really low. Citizen not got the most mana, and he cannot take down all 4. And they are going to back out, actually. They are not risking the dragon with Sand still close. So, is that a win for Na'Vi? They lost a lot of kills, but they did stop the dragon, and they are only 1,000 gold down.
Well, I wouldn't call it a win, because they did not come out ahead. Like, there's no way they came out ahead. They did come out in a good situation, though. If they can go ahead and take dragon now, while the Morgana ult is down, and Ezreal, like, all those ults are on cooldown now, they have plenty of time to kill this dragon, which they're going to do. That's the win right here, the fact that they can do this right now. You might see Crowd Control try and counter it, but the dragon should die quickly. Or maybe not quickly enough, actually.
They're all approaching. The smite for Dustfox is up. Where's it going to go? They've used slow-mo, but I don't want to be sure. Sand gets caught by that binder, will go down low. The gold, I think, actually went to Bear and Dustfox. So CC got Dragon. Nezreal is on the way out. Cotnex is already dead. Does Bear stance. He actually goes down the river, trying to drag them away from his teammates. He knows he's dead, and he will fall to Dustfox. 2 kills and losing the dragon. I'm pretty sure that went to Crowd Control.
I'm actually going to double check. I think I saw Na'Vi get the dragon, so...
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I was watching Cosnex and Bear, and they were standing on top of each other, so I think it came out of Shen, but I'm not sure. It went to Na'Vi. Okay, so 2 kills for Dragon. Not the worst thing, but if Citizen Wayne gets caught out here, they need to be watch out. Morgana takes that slow to the face and hurts. Binding just missing on Kog'Maw. Antigen is safe. Let's keep an eye on Citizen Wayne up the top side. Morgana takes another ult to the face. She's taking quite a bit of damage. Needs to be careful not to take too much more. Antigen comes around the front side, meets Fart face on. Binding lands on Sand again. He's doing a great job of catching those. Cotnex has arrived after respawning. And it does look like CC are going to back away from that. Again, I want to reiterate it to people that have just joined it while we wait for this. I'm not going to use the rewind feature until I've had more time to practice it. Otherwise, I'm just likely to miss more fights later on.
It's better to be safe because, for example, let's say we rewind something, we accidentally hit jump to live and we miss like 5 billion years.
Exactly. I've got Studio that can jump back and view it on his screen and tell us what actually happened. So
I'll do what I literally do.
Yeah, exactly. So we will get you the information one way or another. And one of these days, or very soon hopefully, I'm going to put in the time and I will practice it and sort myself out, be able to do a proper instant replay. But let's wait and see. Na'Vi are only down by about 600 gold. Fart and Osaf dropping wards on wards.
That gold difference is nothing. That is so little for this point in the game, especially considering the fact that it's 8-2 and equal dragons. And equal towers, actually. So this is just, it's a 6 gold difference and a 600 gold difference, which is, when you think about it, it's nothing. And where has the gold gone? Who has all the money?
Let's have a look.
It is Ezreal. Okay, so that's good that Ezreal has it. Ezreal and Mundo are really ahead in gold. Not the most common thing to actually see Mundo that high up. Morgana's a bit behind, being pressured by Galio quite a bit.
5-0 Mundo. That's a pretty big number.
That's a scary Mundo, actually.
Yeah.
He has a Warmogs. Like, he's gonna be impossible to kill. Unless, Citizen. Antigen can get that sustained damage onto him, just keep hitting him non-stop. But even then, his W is only going to be, I believe, 6%? 6% of his max health, which is significant, but still a lot of auto attacks. And Mundo should have a decent chunk of armor.
Nezreal has got a Phage up again. I wonder if he's going to go a Trinity Force this time round, or if he's going to go a different build, as we see Osaf and Sand fighting over their ward placement. They each kill each other's pink ward. That was brilliant timing.
Oh. Tier list of supports at ward killing. I believe Lulu's the hardest support to actually kill a ward against.
Yeah.
Janna's pretty high up there too if you use their ult, which I've seen and done myself actually.
Ulting to save a ward. That seems pretty extreme, but I'm sure you had your reasons. Nezreal is about to find Dustfox. He knows he's in here, he's waiting for it, but he's got Fart coming around the side. Fart, you don't want to walk into that bush. Takes the Tiger stance to the face. The phase proc starts straight away, and Fart's already down to half health. But now Dustfox is here, and Ezreal is a little bit caught out. Limelight's coming around the side. Bot tower does die to Citizen Wayne, but the exhausted down. Ezreal, nice flash over the wall. Dustfox and Fart kept going in the same direction for a while. Osaf is here, Limelight is here. Na'Vi are not here to try and protect Nezreal, and that's a bit of a waste of the ult, is it not, from Limelight? They do grab the Nezreal kill, but the teleport's already come out from Citizen Wayne. Fart goes low, instantly bursting down Fart and Osaf, and now Morgana doesn't have her ult to defend from this 5-man Na'Vi team who are going to go on Baron.
That was just such a misplay. Great cutting from Nezreal. I'm surprised, like, I actually expected him at one point to just turn around and try to kill Fart. But he decided, you know what, I can kite them, I can wait for my team to get there. Na'Vi just holding out long enough for that team fight to start, and you're right, they blew so much on Limelight. He was going down himself, Shen ult being used on Limelight, Nezreal stars the Baron.
Wow, Nezulus is down. Limelight, yeah, dodges that Q from Cognex, who flashes into land is slow. Instead, he's going to keep chasing with the spell shield. The exhaust is out. Nice ult from Kog'Maw. Cognex does get binded. Needs to land that Q. It does land it. Doesn't even need to activate the second part. Kills the Morgana. But more importantly, as far as CC are concerned, they did stop the Baron attempt.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, a trade Morgana for not Baron, I'll take that any day. And so will crowd control.
And Nezulus died to the Barons. There's a little bit of time he missed out.
That's kind of silly. That's very odd that happened, but at the same time, I guess I didn't get a good glimpse of it. I don't think it's important enough to rewind to. When he backed out, he was the last man out, and Troll Stance was not enough for his already flashing red HP.
And there we go. Na'Vi have brought the kills back from what was 8 and 2 to 8 and 5, and they are up in the gold count with 2 dead turrets. So they are strong. And we saw when Ezreal kited that whole CC team around that jungle for ages. And there's an Oracle who's in fact up on Osaf now, so we'll see how well he can use his cleanse. He did use it in that last fight. Whether he used it in Citizen Wayne's ult, I can't remember seeing it, which may have been the reason he died to it.
Really, just that fight in general, that was a great engagement from Na'Vi. Even if that had been cleansed into CC against Citizen Wayne's ult, they spent so much time and so much just chasing Ezreal that they lost the fight before. Even with an uncharged ult, it's enough.
Teleport comes up from Limelight. He's in the backside of the Dragon. They're doing this fight. Cottonix needs to get out. The binding misses Cottonix and Antigen both. Citizen Wayne, do you have your ult? But not for another 10 seconds. They need to delay this fight. Na'Vi want to wait for this, and Antigen is really cut off here. They need to back a long way out. Cleaver comes out from Dust Fox. He's trying to loop around to the backside of his team, but Citizen's Wayne ult is now off cooldown, and they have driven themselves like a wedge between the CC team. Cottonix a little bit exposed in the Dragon Pen. Dust Fox on this side. His ult has run out, so he hasn't got that regen anymore. Cottonix goes in amongst everyone else on the CC team. Citizen Wayne tries to get as close as he can. They're going to grab the kill onto Morgana before anything else happens. Ez ult hits every single member of Na'Vi, and they're going to go straight back onto the Dragon now that Morgana's dead.
Lots of them are though up for Na'Vi. That Ezreal didn't do a whole lot.
Okay, the Dragon drops to Na'Vi, and that will be the end of the fight. There's no reason to keep going now. The objective's dead, so both teams just going to get out without risking any other deads. Deads? Wow, whole new word.
Any other deads? No more deads or Na'Vi or absolute or not. Well, that's worse than deads. Crowd control.
I've got over the fact of calling Cottonix Absolute Legends now, despite the tags. I just call him teamless, no matter what team he's on. So, yeah. He is now running from Dustfox in the mid lane, dodges that cleaver, lands a good slow, walks on out of there, but with Osaf, Fart and Dustfox bearing down on mid tower, he's going to need a bit of a support, and it does come in form of Janna.
This tower might fall, but you know what? They might just get pushed back. They don't actually want to do a huge risky dive like this, because Lee Sin could always come in and do that, and just take Osaf to half HP.
Yeah, and Osaf with the Oracles, really good pick if Cottonix, not teamless, if Na'Vi could get it. Not quite going to happen.
Next round.
Just got things. Nezulus again up in the top lane, farming away. He's got a Hex Drinker with that Phage. Wait and see what he's getting to. He's up to level 14, farming non-stop.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't see how Na'Vi, or not Na'Vi, how we just screwed up. Like cast over. Let's do it again with better strings.
Remake.
So, I don't know how crowd control can actually get to Antigen at this point. They have a Predator Cog lineup, and look at the front line. We have Citizen, Ezreal, Cottonix, and Sand. We have Janna ult, Lee Sin kick, Udyr being Udyr, and Citizen Wayne's ult and slow and even a speed up will help protect Antigen. So it's going to be hard to get to that Kog'Maw, and he can't really go through that front line. Look, like once again, that front line deals a ton of damage and is also incredibly tanky.
The other thing I want to point out, look at the levels. Cottonix is 11, sorry that was a completely bad example, but Nezulus is 14, nearly 15. Citizen Wayne is 15, and the highest levels on CC's team is 2 13s, Limelight and Pronbear.
And a lot of that is coming down from the fact that Limelight and the rest of crowd control got their experience and advantage from team fighting rather than laning.
Oh, sorry, he's getting caught out in the jungle, does stun down onto Nezulus, but not before he's taken to half health with that Tiger stance. He's getting pretty lucky with those Phage procs, although the red buff does kind of help. I now see that.
Look how much damage his Tiger stance does in the proc. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Mid tower takes quite a bit of damage, and Tiger stance. Whoa! That's a ridiculous amount of damage.
I like this Udyr build. I like this Udyr build a lot. This is not a common Udyr build. You usually see a lot more tankiness. I like just the aggression.
I might just have to start building Udyr. I mean, that's how I build Jarvan.
Yeah, no, this is a different AD carry build just on Udyr.
Yeah.
Kotnix Q's in and W's out of the enemy team.
I've done that so many times, but done it too quickly, so I don't actually land, therefore I don't do the damage.
Oh no, that was a total accident. He didn't actually want to go in. He didn't see everybody until he'd already queued in. Like, they didn't expect him to do it either, so they actually didn't catch us.
Notice how, by the way, Citizen Wayne and Nezreal have been pushing the top and bottom lanes this whole time. Citizen is up to tier 2 tower in mid. Nezreal has grabbed the tier 2 tower in top. And, okay, they lost this mid tower. Kotnix, Sand and Antigen couldn't hold it against these four. But CC got some problems.
Second they split up, we're going to see mid tower go down, maybe even Osapt and Limelight die. Nezreal is not going to be able to... He might 1v2. He has to get the part though, that's a big problem.
He's getting faster when he's exhausted. Getting this hard, he does flash stun. Not going to be enough though. Hex Drinker procs, they're still chasing him down. Equal shifts in, and Nezreal will drop. He tried to delay as much as he could for Antigen and Sand to join him, but it wasn't going to happen.
Actually a bit of miscommunication there too. Sand took the long way to get towards Nezreal. He could have gone through the jungle route that Antigen took, and I might have actually been there to shield in time. And we see Baron coming out from crowd control. They need a big play like this because they've fallen steadily behind. So getting this Baron could be the way back into this game.
Remember, click on the Baron, keep an eye on his health in the bottom left hand corner, and we're going to watch Na'Vi as they group up around this. Shen's not here, remember, but he's still got his ult up. He can teleport in. Baron down to 6,000 health, and actually, they're going to back away. CC not feeling confident enough for that.
A bit of a problem because if you look at Na'Vi, they can take Baron the second Nezreal respawns. If they see that Limelight and Fart haven't healed yet, they can fight no problem with a half HP Morgana and a 3/4 HP Ezreal. Even Palmer is kind of low. As Nezreal just beelines for that top lane.
just straight up there, that massive farm, he wants it. Let's see, what's he carrying at the moment? He's got his Trinity Force finish, so he is taking that build. And Citizen Wayne grabbing himself the blue buff.
One thing I don't like, the Triforce. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I've had a lot of bad experiences with Triforce on Udyr. But you know what? Nezreal can make it work. He's pretty good, to say the least.
He has upped his Q from plus 295 to plus 310, so he's now doing 540 magic damage. But with Dustfox and Pronbear approaching, he's going to need all of that damage. It takes so much burst. You know, the turtle stance and try to get out. Cleaver lands, he has to bear stance away. Does catch that Cleaver as well. Bugged out for a minute, I thought he dodged it. But he's safe, and that's the main thing.
With Bear stance up, he was moving at 507 move speed. With the Cleaver on him and Bear stance up, he was still moving at 387. He was not going to get caught at that point, which is just the Triforce coming into play. A massive speed boost on that item.
He's 442 right now, without any kind of bear stance or slow. The dragon's up, and it does look like CC are going to go for it. And this is their first uncontested dragon of the day. Citizen Wayne's coming around the backside. He drops a ward in, not quite in time. He sees it die just as he lands it. But it is going to be the rest of Na'Vi saying, okay, well, Baron, until Pronbear shows up. He dashes away, but he's still slowed. And now they're going to back out again. They are really split. Citizen Wayne, do you have your teleport? You do. Teleport not. So that's why he's still so happy being that far out. Next needs to back up as the rest of CC come down the river.
They don't know that ward is there, so Galio could still port in there. Citizen could really disrupt a fight if it does happen. And they really want to just use that ward, actually.
The pings are onto Dustbox, he pops his ult to get out. Citizen Wayne is in the middle of everyone else, but he doesn't want to use his ult yet. His team's got no follow-up. The ult comes out from Shen onto their great ult from Citizen Wayne, grabs Osaf, Fart, and Pronbear. Osaf trying to run from Kotnix, be taking a lot of damage. He's going to lose the oracles. There it goes. Nezreal finishes off Morgana. She did get her ult off, but the Zhonya's and ult didn't really do enough damage to save anything. Fart and Pronbear are out, but there are still 5 members of Na'Vi still standing, and they're going to go right back onto that Baron, and there is nothing that CC can do about it. Even Farts used his ultimate, so you can't try and steal it with that. And Antigen, that attack speed, we're going to go 1.6 for now. And the Baron, when I can click it, getting melted.
Now, right now, Navi was just so far ahead of him in that fight. It wasn't that Citizen Wayne got a good ult off. He got an okay ult off. We saw Osef actually use the cleanse on combo just to interrupt it immediately. It was that they had a nice spread out fight, and Nezreal just does so much damage. Antigen just does so much damage. And we saw crowd control, they were positioning themselves in a way that would be great to avoid a Galio ult. They were spread out, they were all over the place, but because of that, who was taking advantage of it? Kog'Maw was taking advantage of it, Ezreal was taking advantage of it. They were focusing too much on the Galio, and they let the rest of Na'Vi just take advantage of that fight and that positioning. Which, that's not that they were playing badly, it's that they were playing well, but in a different way. That was just like levels of meta upon itself. Because they fought as if they were against an AoE composition, but it turns out it was just a sustained damage kind of Titan composition rather. Which is weird. They're actually kind of both on Na'Vi. Just because Citizen Wayne himself is an AoE composition.
This is the response from CC. Push mid as mid.
Not the best response. It can easily get murdered.
Yeah. And they just had to back away. They had quite a stack of minions then, and Citizen Wayne went, oh, you're at my tower. Okay, Resolute Smite. Now you've got no minions. Now what? And yeah, they're being chased out by Na'Vi. All the way down this mid lane. Everyone's been back, they've shopped, they've healed, they've bought since the Baron kill. And they are now staring down this mid turret that belongs to crowd control.
I do not know if crowd control can win a fight right now. I think it's going to be Na'Vi making a massive mistake for that to happen. And Na'Vi's a good team. They're not going to let it happen. They're just, I think this is the game for crowd control already. They've lost, and I don't know if they can come back. Which I don't like saying at all. But they have better AoE, they have better range, they just have better everything.
Antigen in that last shot. Wow, sorry, the fight started. The taunt actually went out. Torombear takes a lot of damage. Antigen bought a BF sword and a pickaxe in that first back, so he's not quite got the Infinity Edge, but he's got a massive damage boost.
He's gonna do so much damage right now. Oh my god, it's just scary, because I know at one point the tower's gonna get low, or CC's gonna fight, and it's gonna be the end of days. Ezreal just laughs and absorbs cleavers.
Ezreal goes out. Antigen actually gets binded. That would normally be a good initiate, but Shen is not here. And he's not... Oh, he does have his ult back off cooldown, but still, that tower is really, really low. And Antigen, all he needs is one more wave of minions, and he will finish it off. Galio is off to this side. He was warded, and they didn't realise it. Citizen Wayne takes the binding. Needs to get as close as he can to fight. He's just going to come around the backside of the tower. Na'Vi seems to be really miscommunicating here. He does get his ult off just before he drops. Still taking the tower. He will undoubtedly fall. Thus Foxy channeling his ult, but Na'Vi Antigen doing his best. Keltonek will drop to the tower. Tower's finally dead. Ezreal actually doing so much damage. The Zonius comes out of limelight, and they are on Antigen. They need to keep him alive, and so far they cannot do that. This is that massive screw-up that you mentioned from Na'Vi, and it's got CC a one-team fight, and they're going to run straight back up this mid lane in the hope to get themselves at least a turret, maybe an inhibitor.
Na'Vi was just, they didn't know if they wanted to fight or not, and once again, indecision is actually probably one of the biggest things in League of Legends. If you are indecisive, if you don't know whether you want to fight as a team or run away as a team, and you would do something like that, where we had Janna trying to ult to keep Citizen Wayne healed as he was taking tower damage and smelting, that miscommunication is what let things like this happen. That was a 3-for-1. A turret's going down, their AD carry is not going to be for 15 seconds. They actually might have been able to even push that inhib turret, not quite a lot. They would not have killed it, but they've gotten some damage off. And that was just Na'Vi making a big mistake. That was a pretty massive mistake, to say the least. That was Citizen Wayne walking through the entire enemy team for about 15 seconds. He actually survived that. But still, that shouldn't have happened. There was no reason for that to happen.
CC are not out of this yet. Fart and friends are off to the start of a slow comeback. 12 kills to 10. They are still down by 5,000, nearly 6,000 gold. But
it's going to be tough still.
Yeah, but they're down by 2 turrets. They can grab 2 turrets. That will take it down to about 3,000. And 3,000 gold at this point isn't massive. But when a Kog'Maw has his Infinity Edge, everything starts to seem a little bit more bleak.
And actually, more importantly, they can take 2 turrets, but think about it. How hard is it going to be to push against this team? If they're all in a position to defend, those turrets will not die. Galio ult just has too much wave clear, they can't push against that. It's actually why you haven't seen many push attempts come out, because normally you can push well, use a binding, try and catch somebody out in the tower, apply some poke. It's great, especially with Ezreal too, to help supplement that. But they can't. They just cannot push against Galio. Same also applies to Anivia, by the way.
They're waiting and watching, but they don't quite want to go in. The dragon's already dead. Na'Vi have picked that up. Bot tower is being pushed up, and Fart is going to clear it out.
Will this be another kill in the bot lane to end the game?
He just uses... Oh, Cotonex comes around, dodging the Q, does avoid it. He's got the rest of Na'Vi coming across. He does not try and hang around. That is a smart play. Citizen Wayne approaches. Nezreal is still not quite here, so Na'Vi need to be careful. Stun goes on to Citizen, and the binding follows up. Citizen, do you have... Oh, yes, it is off cooldown. Tower is down, but Citizen is really, really low. They cannot fight this, and they've got to get away. Baron has just worn off. You're looking about 39 minutes for that respawn, unless it's been gone for ages. I didn't notice, but the taunt lands on Science. He's got the oracles. He does not want to lose that. Binding missing by inches. Pronbez around the wrong side. That's a lot of poke damage, actually. Na'Vi deciding, actually, we can fight this. Nezreal on the backside. Great ult from Sand. Grabs everyone for CC. Limelight and Osaf are the targets. Limelight will drop to that. Resolute Smite is enough. Osaf needs to keep his oracles up. They're chasing Antigen, but he's still going. Pronbet flashing over the wall. Na'Vi chasing down Cotonex, and Antigen going to finish him off. There's the red buff. Pronbet needs to get into the Baron pit. The Ezreal comes back again. Pronbet will fall to Antigen over the wall. Fart is still going. Might get finished by golems if he's not careful. But he's being chased down by Citizen Wayne. They do switch onto Dustfox. Citizen still going. He flashes away. Antigen just face tanking that Mundo there and will grab that kill. And with these members left up, Cotonex is going to go and defend the base. But Antigen, with Citizen Wayne and Sand in support, we'll be able to tear this tower down brick by brick.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to know how golems ended up happening. That was kind of odd, but overall, just the fact that they tried to fight that really long fight, and it actually was not the worst positioning. We saw Promberry get ulted over the wall in the jungle by Janna, and he was actually in a good position to help CC and try and get into that fight. But Na'Vi can just walk into the enemy team at this point. A few people were low. I mean, Antigen was incredibly low at that fight, and we did see Nezreal die, but it didn't actually matter. It's such a big advantage. Kog'Maw can just deal too much damage, even if they focus him. They don't have a great hard burst CC. They do have Taric CC, but he's saving that for Galio ult. So the choice is, what do you use a CC? Do you use Shen taunt, which he's actually just melting Shen through that? Do you use Morgana? Well, Morgana has to be close to him. You can always flash back. They just don't have an answer for Antigen at this point, and that was possibly one of the better positioning that they could have had, and it wasn't enough. So we need Citizen Wayne just to walk back into a tower for 15 seconds. Unfortunately, now that there are only inhibitor towers up, and actually one's already down...
Sorry, Cotonex is facing since Osaf takes a binding, takes the full combo. There goes the Randuin's that's on him, chased by Dustfox. Limelight still going. Cotonex is trying to get out. He does dash to Antigen, missing that last cleave. The ult comes out from Dustfox to try and chase it. He needs to dodge this last cleave that he will Q across to the golems. That's it, safe. Cotonex is going to try and lifesteal up where he can, but Baron is here. And we are looking at CC around it. Shen pushing bot lane. They need to shove out top. They can't do this, but they did almost grab themselves a pick onto Cotonex. He needs to be a little bit more careful. He can still throw this game.
I think with Cotonex dead, they still could have fought in one, though. And I think that's how big the advantage is right now for Na'Vi, which is kind of scary. I mean, actually, just for fun, eliminate all the gold that Cotonex has earned this game, and it's still you still have an advantage. Oh no, it's actually no, they're just behind crowd control at this point.
Triforce Infinity Edge Pickaxe Ezreal. He's going to have his Wits End up soon. Sand catches a cleaver while he's clearing out these wards. Kog'Maw, what are you sitting on? Infinity Edge, Wriggles, Phantom Dancer still carrying anything? Yeah, carrying enough of your own Wits End. He's going to go back and buy that complete. And then we are looking at another fight with Baron just around the corner. I
might actually see a... Oh, Last Whisper. It's going to be Last Whisper, Quicksilver Sash.
Why was I saying Wits End? I am always getting those two confused. I meant Last Whisper. All the way through that.
I guess they both have the W sound. But it was going to be Wits End or Quicksilver Sash. Wits End most likely just because they're having trouble killing him right now. Quicksilver Sash would have been great for Morgana and make it so they can't kill him. Either way, Kog'Maw, scary, needs to die, don't know how they can kill him. Attacking him, clearly. A Baron fight here is going to be in favor. If we see crowd control go for just a sudden Baron, that might be what they need, especially with Citizen Wayne so far off. And Shen being able to
got a teleport on Citizen Wayne. In fact, both Shen and Citizen do. There's the teleport going out from Citizen around the blue buff. Osaft is the target for Citizen and Cotonex. They need to get close enough to fart if he wants to ult. Limelight gets ulted by Shen. Zhonya's goes out. That's been used. Osaf is on the run. Will drop. There goes the Oracles. Citizen Wayne still doing a good job of zoning Fart out. And Cotton dashes to a ward. Can't get close enough. Pronbear taunts them back the other way. And Ezreal is his focus. Limelight is actually being chased down by Sand off of the top side. Pronbear going really, really low. He is definitely dead thanks to these four. Can they grab Fart? They can't. Limelight and Sand still going. Limelight does drop to that Janna, even though he used his ult, and they're still chasing on to Far. He is really low. Angelin will finish it off. Cottonex grabs the kill. And that red buff just a little bit too strong. And Na'Vi now, with 5 members left alive, only have Mundo to fight, and they are in the base, rotating to bottom to grab themselves an inhibitor. They don't have enough minions to end this. They do not have the push. By the time they've done this inhib, they might just be able to grab mid. Now the Janna shields are here, and the minions are pushing up.
So a great call on the teleport, by the way. Totally missed that for a second. And you want to know how the Sand Limelight fight went? Sand actually flashed through a Morgana binding just to make sure she could survive and keep chasing and killing her, which is just all kinds of awesome because that is Janna killing Morgana. Support Janna killing Morgana. So I mean, major props to Sand for that awesome play.
And now Na'Vi are going to Baron as well because there's still 20 seconds on Ezreal, 13 on Morgana, and 10 on Shen. So 2 inhibs and a Baron. You've already called it, but that's got to be GG for CrowdCon.
A 13,000 gold advantage. Dustfox might actually go down here. And at this point, they can't do anything. Dustfox looks like he will die. He's just too much slow on him. The Mundo ult is not enough. And that is the nail in the coffin for crowd control. As surrender vote fails for Team Blue.
No, he doesn't even have to go back for this. They've got enough regen. They're going to grab a blue buff. Cosmic's killing this one.
They can't hold it. Like they just can't hold this tower. They just can't do anything right here. And come on, guys. Maybe a cool play will happen. Maybe Citizen will AFK into a tower.
Exactly. Maybe Citizen will walk into a tower for 15 minutes, like you said earlier.
It's got to happen again. And you only get one of those per game.
Yeah,
Next ward's over the wall.
Kog'Maw comes over just to taunt them, does dodge that binding. Osaf wants to kill it, he's got one more hit on it. Kronberg goes in to do it, but he takes so much damage from Kog'Maw in the process, does get kicked back towards it by Cottonex. Now they're turning onto the tower. Cotton takes that binding to the face, shrugs it off thanks to a bulwark. There goes the Randuins. And that's going to be the 3rd dead tower. And Ezreal with that Guardian Angel up again. More of Malmultius with his Triforce. And then he's going to walk up towards these mid turrets. Kog'Maw again, he's just got so much protection. Just taking lumps out of these towers. The spell's gone off everywhere, and they are landing on Na'Vi, but they're just not doing anything. Great ult from Sand. The gust of wind pushes the fart away. And that massive damage output from Na'Vi all on top of this Nexus. It's going to be too much. They've got the Baron buff. They're still going. 5 members left up. Dustfox will fall. That's going to be the Nexus. And Na'Vi take the quarterfinal.
A gust of wind pushes the fart out.
I couldn't resist.
Okay, good. I really liked how crowd control played early, but they just need to just amp up their lane a bit. They were really close to having a great game there, but just the massive CS advantage coming out really